working, said you ain't about commitment, every man has left you hurting.
Hey! Oh! So much ice.
Then you grab me by the hand, ask me where we headed next, knowing I couldn't.
I don't know if I can use this ice right here.
You said let's go somewhere subtle, cause I'd like to get to know you.
Yes. Sean, what's going on, man? Oh, yeah. Addy Bear Sweets in the building. Y'all stay in, man. Catching Up with Mac, episode 8. I've got a dope show for y'all tonight. CobWeb's in the building. I'm going to tell y'all a little about him just real quick, and we're going to get the show started. Sean, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, you know what we're rocking with on this show, Sean? Hold up. CobWeb, I know you told me you got some Jameson in the building. I better see some Jameson poured. Right now, y'all are listening to Indigo Jones, man, local artist from San Antonio. Dope dude. This album from 2018. He's got some new music coming out soon, man. As y'all know, I'm trying to showcase some local music, underground music, people that just aren't exposed yet, aren't blown up yet. Having it all on this show, man. We doing something on this show. Alright, we're gonna pour up this little drink real quick.
Or anything that flashes, only music for your soul. And some California cabbage, it was something that your vibe got me thinking that.
Catching Up with Mac, episode 8, baby. Okay, Sean said he's got the Jaeger bombs flowing here. Hold on. Sean, you missed my birthday show 2 weeks ago. I took a Jaeger bomb live on the show, man. I actually got a bottle in the freezer. I got some Red Bull. You never know, it could happen on this show. I love it, man. Catching Up with Mac, episode 8. Always fueled by Jameson. Still not sponsored yet. It's only episode 8. Shoot for like episode 20, episode 30. They're sending me a damn bottle. Y'all sending me something. If not, we switching it to Conor McGregor's. Proper 12 whiskey. Okay, so send me something, Jameson. Tonight, I've got a great guest for y'all. I've watched this guy grind over the last 4 years that I've known him. He's a dope DJ here in San Antonio. Y'all might have been at a club he's DJing at. His residency is the Bonham. Me and him got to work together when I used to host a Saturday Night Takeover a couple times. Really dope dude. Not only that, but he is turning into an incredible bodybuilder. I'm telling you, I've watched the transformation myself over the last 4 years, and it's crazy, man. This guy's blown up. I think he's won some competitions, came close to it, so I'm really excited. We're about to bring him in. I said we get the show going. Like I said, right now, y'all listen to Indigo Jones on the show, man. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you go. You sent me the request. Like I said, like always, we are sipping, so y'all get your drinks ready. It's going to be a good show tonight. It's going to be a fun time tonight. Y'all be ready. Okay, I'm bringing you in, man. Once again, my guest this evening, DJ CobWeb. His residency, he's a DJ at, Ryan, what's going on? It looks like Samantha's in the building. Sal, what's going on? Man, appreciate y'all jumping into the show. Ryan, we miss you. I haven't seen you in forever. CobWeb, his residency is at the Bonham. You'll probably seen him spinning at other places. He's spun on the news before. Also, he's a professional bodybuilder. I got a lot of great questions for him. I'm going to try to shout everybody out. Want to keep this at an hour, Cobb. I want to keep this at an hour. Might run just a little over, but we are shooting for that hour, baby. Right here, High Strung, man, another local artist. You know we repping SA in the building. Here we go. Let's see if we can get connected.
Hey, Corey,
Let me turn this down a little bit.
Yeah.
What's good, my man? What's good?
Yo, I'm so excited to be here. I appreciate you. Wait. Before we say anything else, hold on.
Okay. Uh-oh. I like it.
Woo! Hey, I'm not sipping. I'm drinking over here, man. We drinking.
I like, out the bottle. Hey, the wife been on me about the drinking during quarantine, so I think she'll get a little upset if I just start chugging Jameson like that tonight. But we're going to get our sip on. As always, Catching Up with Mac, episode 8, it is fueled by Jameson. So I love the fact that you're my first guest to have a bottle of Jameson yourself and be sipping the thing. I appreciate it.
I'm a real life Jameson drinker. When I can drink, I'm straight Jameson on the rocks.
Yeah, and you remember me at the club. You'd ask me the same thing. You'd be like, "What you sipping?" I'd be like, "Double Jame on the rocks."
Yeah, you right. You sure right. Okay, I remember it. Yeah, man. That's why we're having such a great time.
Always, man. Well, real quick, I want to introduce you real quick for the people that don't know. This is episode 8, Catching Up with Mac. I'm gonna turn on the music, and yo, I got a really dope guest for y'all tonight. I've watched this dude grind. Like I said, over the last 4 years, I had the opportunity to meet him in 2016 when I first started working at the radio station at Energy as promotions. And humble ass dude. Grind. When I say grind, I mean GRIND. Like this guy puts in work, and I'm gonna tell y'all a story about the type of work this guy puts in. But introducing my guest for episode 8, the one and only DJ CobWeb, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Excited to be here, man. I really appreciate you for letting me come on here, man. I'm so excited to be here, brother.
You know, man, it's crazy because it's been so long since me and you got to kick it.
Yeah.
God, man, it's been well over a year, if not a year and a half, since probably the last time I hosted the Bonham with you. And
it's been that long?
Man, it's been a long time, man. I've been away from the station for a while now.
Okay.
But it's been a long time since I hosted over there. Obviously, because I think when I kind of stopped hosting with you was when I landed my gig at Industry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They had me over there a couple times a week at the beginning, and I think that's what kind of took over for me. Also, sometimes you still want to give up your whole weekend. You're like, damn, you already work all week long. You're like Friday and Saturday night, you know? So,
yeah. That's the grind, though. That's the grind.
Yo, I'm so glad to get to catch up with you, man. Like I said, we met back in 2016. You're a cool ass dude. Kind of start the show off, man. What's obviously we're here in San Antonio. For the people that are, I got a family member from back home watching right now. For the people that are watching that aren't from San Antonio, coronavirus is just running rampant down here in the city.
Crazy.
I think a lot of us thought after May, come June, things were gonna start easing up. They started to open things up, but things were still crazy in New York. And then all of a sudden, boom, San Antonio gets hit again. What's your quarantine life been since March, since the middle of March?
Well, first off, man, I kind of really been enjoying my break because I really didn't realize how busy I really was until everything started slowing down. So, you know, I just been training and eating and sleeping. It's been great. It's been great, man. I can't really complain. I do miss DJing and you know, and just being in front of a crowd. I miss that. But, you know, staying on top of my music and steady practicing, once they do let me off the leash again, it's going down. So I can't wait.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. I like what you said. You didn't realize how busy you were. That's so funny. I saw an article kind of towards the beginning of quarantine. There was this lady, and I don't remember what it was. My wife's over here in the kitchen. She might be able to help me. But she was having panic attacks, or she was diagnosed with something. And as soon as quarantine hit, all of her symptoms completely went away. And that's when she realized she was overworking herself. She was working 60 hours a week. And she realized it was, I think she was going to school. And I swear she was, man, I cannot remember the job. Can you? But you know the story I'm talking about? And yeah, and she literally said she didn't realize how overworked she was. And in America, it's so tough because opportunities are so few for the things you really want to do. Now, if you want to have just a regular job, yes, you can have it. That might be easier. But when it's the things you want to do, like radio or DJing, there's only so many gigs out there. And the chances you get, you got to take advantage. But you realize that, like, man, the quarantine hit, and you're like, yo, I was grinding out my ass that entire time. It's almost too much.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice because I know you're a really busy dude. I'm gonna get into that later on.
Yes, man, it's been pretty good. I actually had a chance to sit down, and if anybody's a DJ, and by the way, shouts out to my boy DJ Beast.
And anyone jump in, shout them out too. I'm trying to get to everybody. My boy J-Bone in the building.
So I actually had time to sit down and go over my music, go back through everything, change things up, bring things that I haven't heard in a long time back into my regular folders. And so just doing that, man, refreshing everything, cleaning up old equipment. And, you know, it's been great, man, just going through things like that and finding music that I forgot about. Jesus, I hate when I do. There's so much good music. I'm a music lover. I love music, dude.
Yes.
I'm a music lover. And when I play music, man, I try to play like that. Like I try to introduce things that people would normally listen to. You know what I'm saying? So once they vibing out to the regular song, then they hear another song that's, what is this? Hey man, this is kind of cool. I like this. And that's what I like hitting people with them. Yeah. So then it makes it to where you never know what I'm gonna do. But it's just the point of me missing all the good music. I hate that, man. I hate it, man.
You know what, man? We are really in a new wave. I remember talking about it on the radio so much about that. We're in this new era, like hip hop right now. It's the golden era for hip hop. And yes. The reason being is there's no other genre out there dropping music as repetitively and as consistently as hip hop. There's just not. And R&B. I'm saying, and R&B. Pop is almost there, but you're not hitting hit with Ariana Grande mixtapes every time. You can get hit with a Drake mixtape like Dark Demo or Dark Lane demo tapes. I always get that one mixed up. But then now he's about to drop his album coming soon.
Wow, nice.
You're getting all these hip hop artists that are doing deluxes now, where Lil Baby dropped his first one and then drops the deluxe. I think another deluxe is coming. I just saw it. I can't think of who it was, but I think we even got a little Uzi and Future project coming. I'm completely with you, man. The music is overwhelming, and you almost need this amount of time to really be able to process the music and enjoy. Not only that, man, they've given us like 20, 22 track albums nowadays.
Yeah. Like you used to get like 12, remember about 12 to 15 on an album? Yeah. By 22. So, I mean, it's great, man, especially right now when everybody is sitting around and attached to their phone and the computer. There's so much new music being pushed out there, YouTube and Spotify and the Apple Play. I mean, it's crazy right now, man.
Tell me right now, because like I said, there is a lot of music. 2019 was a bummer, man. I was following 2019 strong. 2018 had wild projects, Astro World, Scorpion. I think Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys. I mean, wild.
Yeah.
But 2019 was such a letdown. 2020's been unbelievable, even during a quarantine.
Right.
Tell me right now, who you feeling? What are you loving right now? What is DJ CobWeb listening to on a daily basis?
Man, you know, I get asked that pretty frequently, man, but I really don't have a favorite because I feel like if I just have a favorite, then that's all I would play. So I like everything, man. I listen to every single thing. Like lately, I've been on top of Andre 3000. I know he's a little older, a little old schoolish, but that's what I've been listening to. Andre 3000, Fabulous, them type of guys. So much as the new school, man. I'm just a major fan of all of it and where it's actually going. Like it went from here to over here. And it's dope for me as a DJ to sit back and watch the change and watch how people change with it. You know what I'm saying?
Especially because you are a hip hop DJ. You're also like you throw in EDM with it too. It's got that almost techno vibe to it, just because of the club atmosphere.
Right.
You just popping off hip hop record. It's got to have a bounce to it, of course.
Right.
But you're very hip hop heavy. That's what I always loved.
Yes.
And we got new artists like Roddy Ricch. They said Ray Sean, Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Gunna. We've got some people coming out right now that are doing some shit that I'm even really excited about and really like just excited to keep hearing more. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man. Most definitely, man.
Talk to me, Cobb, because like I said, a lot of people don't realize that yes, you are DJ CobWeb, but you've also become a professional bodybuilder. And you've done competitions and you've been on your grind, man. 2 months. So I think it was a total of 2 months. All the gyms were closed here in San Antonio, across the nation. Explain to the people that have maybe been stressed out. Someone like me is still not going to the gym. My workout still happens at OP at the park. But just explain to people what your process was of working out, because you're not someone that can take 2 months off when you've got to stay kind of show ready all year long, you know?
Right. Most definitely. First off and foremost, it's the diet. You really got to maintain your diet. For me, I really struggle. And just like everybody else, man, I struggle with my diet. It's hard, So it's just really maintaining my diet and staying active. But I was blessed enough to be able to go back to my hometown and I had a friend out there who opened up a gym for me, back door. I don't want to say his name. I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? He kind of let me slide in the back door. You know what I'm saying? And it was just me in the gym, and that's how I got my training on. So that was great for me.
Nice, man. Nice. Tell me how quarantine has affected your career. Because like you said, man, you were a full-time DJ, full-time, majority at the bottom. I know you did some other, I think you were recently at Boxcar.
Yes.
Right? So I've seen you at other places. I know you would spin for the news.
Yeah.
And also the professional bodybuilding. A lot of people have been bummed because a lot of us are losing our jobs. You know, I'm not at the station anymore. My wife's company hasn't opened back up yet. So many people are still out of a job. A lot of people are bummed out. How has it affected your career, and how have you kind of maintained a positive mentality through such a hard time, man?
Yeah, man. You have to find positives in everything. That's the only way you can keep your mental straight to be able to handle everything that so much changes. So, and on top of that, like it's going to be negatives, but it's going to be some positives too. So on the good side of things, like I still can go online and put up my Cash App, DJ, get people that support me to send me tips. And also, man, that's such a good thing for other DJs that's not as known, who can put themselves out there now, even more so. Like when I was coming up, I couldn't do that. Like right now is the prime time.
This show right here,
yes,
is possible.
This is prime time for any DJ that's trying to put their name up. You can be a nobody and just start broadcasting.
DJ M3 in the building right now.
Oh, M3.
We're talking right now about how quarantine has affected CobWeb's career. He's touched on a lot of good bases. Keep going, because what you're saying is gold, man. It's gold. Yeah. And this doesn't just go for DJs. And I'm going to let you finish and I'm going to explain, but keep on going what you were talking about.
Yeah, so like right now it's like prime for anybody that's trying to do anything, because everybody is watching now, because nobody can do anything. Everybody's watching on their phones. So man, it's great to start posting things and putting yourself out there. I mean, you could have went into Corona nobody and come out a big time somebody.
Yeah. Let me tell you, man, someone that I saw, I don't know if you followed this, Tory Lanez did his quarantine radio.
Yeah.
And it was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced, because I'm already a Tory Lanez fan, but yo, I was hyped up, man, to the point where I was getting ready at 2 in the afternoon, acting like I'm about to go to this party, watching on people that don't know quarantine radio. Tory Lanez, man, had this whole setup, this dope ass mic. Basically was just getting a bunch of celebrities to come on, have drinks with him, kind of catch up a little bit, but really was just getting girls to twerk and stuff. That's not what I was there for. Just so everyone knows, my wife was sitting right next to me. I wasn't there watching the booties go, but it was the vibe of it. Tory, and what sucks right now is Tory Lanez is in a situation with Megan Thee Stallion, so I don't want to make it sound like at all I'm trying to prop it up. We still don't know the exact details, so I just don't want to make it sound like that. What I was just so intrigued by was I felt like I was at a party. Like I was pouring up drinks at home, vibing, having a good time. He had a DJ with him doing drops. And I mean, it was hilarious.
Oh, nice.
He grew like 3 or 4 million on Instagram just from quarantine radio. And what you said right there is so true. Someone that was a no one could have taken advantage of this time and still can. Make something out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Turn the bad situation into a blessing.
Yes, for sure. You always got to find, that's the secret, man. You always got to find the good and the bad, you know? You always, it's just good for your mental, man. You got to protect your mental, stay focused on what you're trying to do, and always see the positives. So. Yeah,
and I mean, I want to shout out real quick, High Strung. It was his Trill Talk show that he has. He does it a couple times a week, talks to a different person every time. And I just want to make sure I show love. It was him that really gave me the idea. And a lot of people, I think, would think, Corey, you're a radio guy. This just should have already been first of thought. But it wasn't. I can truly tell you the quarantine, what I enjoyed the most at the beginning was just like the time I got to just be relaxing. Like you said, spending time with my wife. We've been quarantined now for over 140 days. And, yo, that's 140 days together, 24/7.
What's the test?
9 years in September, married 2 years on August 10th. So we've been together for a long time.
Congratulations, by the way.
I appreciate that. And that to me, that was, I think, the fun thing about in the beginning. But then I started realizing I need to get onto something as well. And I just started this June, the first week of June. So for anyone that's watching, that's thinking, you know, man, things like this take time, or I don't know, is it too late now? It's never too late. You know, just do your thing and just try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Right.
But I'm blessed to be here. Catching Up with Mac, episode 8. I'm talking to the one and only DJ CobWeb. Once again, man, thank you for joining. Like always, fueled by Jameson. Don't sponsor me yet.
Yeah.
They don't sponsor me, but we get bottles eventually. And I'm going to send you one, too, because you're my first guest that's sipping the same thing as me. So,
for sure.
All right, man. So I want to get into your bodybuilder life because you saw me put up that poll. And it seems like a lot of people really grabbed that, which I knew they would. And here's the reason why. That is such a, I've never really known a bodybuilder. And even working at the, when I used to work at the gym at Gold's, man, I don't even know if, maybe we had one, but it's not someone I really talked to. I didn't know anything about their life. Yeah. But as I got to know you, working with you, hosting the Bonham, you were DJing, it seems like I would always ask you questions about your shows or about what you were doing or what you were eating because it was so interesting to me because I've never gotten to see that side of life. Was bodybuilding for you, tell me how it came about. Has working out always been your thing since you were young? Were you in sports? Is that what brought it out? Did it come later on in life? Tell me kind of a little bit about the beginning.
Well, man, I always played ball. I always been an athlete all the way from like Pee Wee League football all the way up to high school. And then from high school, I went to college. I played ball in college too. So like training has always been a part of my life, a big part of my life. And once I stopped, like it just felt like something was missing. You know, it took me a while to figure it out what I was actually missing. You know, and I've always been a DJ. Like I've been a DJ. Like DJing has been my only job. The only job I ever had my whole life has been being a DJ. So I'm doing the things that I know, DJing and working out. And so without that working out, man, my life was just missing something. And when I finally started going to the gym, you know, I was like everybody else. You know, I had knee surgery. I messed up my knee when I played ball in college, and so I had knee surgery, so I couldn't work out for a while. And you know, it took me about a good, maybe about 2 or 3 years before I even got back into the gym again. And one day I just looked at myself. I'm just like, man, I'm tired of looking like this. I kept saying, one day I'm gonna get back into the gym. One day I'm gonna get back. Man, I just stopped saying one day, and I said, you know what? Day one, start today. I'm going to the gym. You know, and yeah, man. And so then once I started going to the gym, I had to figure out a way to keep going to the gym.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Like I start up, I do really good for a couple of days, and I stop for a couple of days. Do really good for a couple of days, stop for a couple of days. So I started like challenging myself, giving myself little goals. Okay, I'm gonna go 5 days a week, and I do that for a couple of weeks. I haven't missed a day. I'm doing good. I'm gonna go 6 days a week for the next couple of weeks, and then it just turned into every day, man, and I never stopped. And so I was working myself so hard. I'm like, what can I do to capitalize on this? You know, so I got to looking on Instagram, man, just fell off into a rabbit hole, just randomly searching through my Instagram. Like, you know, you get lost doing that. And
the Explore page, man, you'll get lost. Explore page.
Man, I mean,
Explore page, you done. It's like YouTube.
Yeah, man, it take my time up every time, man. So I seen this guy, and I'm just like, I could do that. I could look like this dude. Yeah. But I'm not knowing anything that went into it. So, you know how they say ignorance is bliss? Man, it was, because I thought I could get there like tomorrow. But, man, it was hard. The things I know now, looking back, I have no idea why I figured I could do this, for one. And then knowing the things I have to do now, I was like, if you would have told me that the things I would have to do, I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I'm good, man. But I mean, it's definitely been a blessing for me. It's just the structure helping me stay structured and focused, not only on the bodybuilding, but with my DJing, because everything has to be structured. Even with your DJing, if you want to be really good at something, you got to structure your life around that. So I don't want to be really good. I want to be great. So I really just stay focused on my DJing and my bodybuilding. They kind of go hand in hand. Bodybuilding during the day, DJing at night.
You know what? And I love too, man, because, yo, you're someone that right off the bat has a strong personality. It's a real outgoing personality. It's just like me. You want to be around people. I think extrovert is what they call it. And so I just feel like someone like you, it's almost like with the DJing, that plays right into hand of bodybuilding, because you're almost playing a part when you're on stage. You're putting on a show.
Yes.
You're someone that's very shy and just nervous and timid. You're not going to look as good on stage for anything you're trying to do in an entertainment fashion.
Right.
And I think that it almost speaks perfectly for you to fall into that, already have the base of working out, playing sports, and just capitalizing on you, not only having the grind to work out, but you got the personality to go with it.
Right.
And I love that, man. And I've watched your videos, and bodybuilding's crazy, man. For people that don't know,
it's wild, man.
It's a flip right here. It's like, I mean, it's
man.
wild, man. And
it's definitely a persona I gotta put on when I step on stage. You know, like just like DJing. Like as soon as I step, like I'm normal, kind of shy, but as soon as I step behind the turntable, man, DJ CobWeb flips on. I'm outgoing, I'm talkative, I'm the life of the party, and it's the same thing, man, with the bodybuilding. When I'm not on stage, I'm kind of shy off to myself, but as soon as I step on the stage, like that switch flips, and you gotta be, I'm here, look at me, don't look at nobody else, look at my stage presence, look at everything about me, I look good. And I like to tell people it's a concentrated cockiness. That's what it is. You know, it's cockiness directed in one specific area that you have to do. And it's a switch you gotta learn to turn on and off, so.
No, you got it, man. Speak to me about some influences in the bodybuilding world. Everyone knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm trying to think of the other big one that was around during Arnold's time. I can't put my name on it. Is it the guy
you got Ronnie
Coleman,
Kai Green? Man, it's so many great guys in bodybuilding right now. And it just blows my mind for me to even think about me being a professional bodybuilder, because it seemed so far-fetched when I started to even be professionally where I can compete against these guys who get paid a lot of money to do this. And so it's pretty exciting, man. And I like challenges. So it's going to be a great challenge for me this year to actually get on stage and compete against these guys. But I can't wait to see how I stand up next to these guys, because I'm a nobody from a small town. So I'm definitely representing for all the underdogs.
What's the small town? Let's make sure we put them on the map.
Dayton, Texas, man. I'm from Dayton, Texas, a little small town outside of Houston, man. Dayton, Texas, known for football. It's a football town, just like, you know, the way you would imagine a small football town. That's what it is.
The whole town.
The whole town. The biggest thing in the town is the football stadium, and you can see it at any point, anywhere in Dayton. You can see the stadium.
You're like, man, we can't get a new like Olive Garden or Longhorn. Y'all gonna keep putting money in that damn football stadium? Come on, man.
Lights, some bright lights, some Friday night lights, man. That's what it's about out there. So
real quick. Shout out Miss Texas. Shout out Melva. I know you know Melva from the station.
Yeah.
Shout out Georgie. Shout out my boy Nino. Thank you, everybody. Catch him at 8, the one and only DJ CobWeb. We're talking about his bodybuilding part of his life right now, because it's almost like you're a split personality. It's almost that's it. It is. You're a bodybuilder by the day, professional bodybuilder by the day, a DJ by night.
You want to know something that's pretty cool about that, man?
Talk to me.
My first show, my first actual bodybuilding show, the night before, I got the DJ with chain smokers. So I DJ with chain smokers that Friday night, and then I competed in my first bodybuilding show Saturday morning and won.
Where was this at?
Chain smokers, when they had them, they came to the bottom of the stage.
When we had the launch party.
Yes.
No, that was That was a vibe. That goes down. People have asked me what my favorite memories or my favorite experiences have been from radio so far. That was one of those nights. That was before they won the Grammy.
Yeah, right before.
Yes, right before they won the
just
Grammy
really
for
big on that.
Closer. Humble dudes sipping Patron the whole night. Yes, man. Yes, I remember that. That's
Yeah, man.
right when I got hired at the radio station.
Okay,
I got hired about a month before, and that was a dope event, man. Really dope.
Yeah, it was. Well put together.
Real quick, talk to me real quick, CobWeb. What's your diet look like preparing for a show?
Man, it's crazy, man. My diet changes very often. I have a coach. Shouts out to Charles, man. Charles Smith, that's my coach. I've been working with him for like the last 4 years. I came with him. I came to him and said, I got a dream where I want to be. And he said, I can get you there. Just stick with me. And shoot, man, he got me here. So you tell me what to do, I do it. If you tell me, sometimes I got to eat all fish. Like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm eating unseasoned tilapia. It's nasty. Yeah,
Really?
man. And I got to eat that like every 2 hours. I eat between 6 to 8 meals a day, just depending on what time I wake up and what time I go to bed. So like every 2 hours I'm eating, and my meals change. Like sometimes it's fish, all fish. Sometimes it's all chicken. Sometimes it's all turkey. Sometimes it's all fish, turkey, and beef throughout the day. So just depending on where I'm trying to be at and how far we are out from the show, man, it really is a science to it. It really is. You can't just get up there and work out and think, okay, I'm just going to work out. And it's working out, it's the dieting. And then not only that, it's the mental part of it. Stress also hurts the body. Stress also makes your body look stressed out.
Really?
Yes, man.
Wow.
You start holding water and different things start to happen. Like you can actually you can hurt yourself from losing weight by stressing out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So it's all three things. It's working out, food, and mental.
That's crazy, man. Tilapia, unseasoned tilapia.
Unseasoned tilapia, no carbs, just straight fish.
And I gotta tell the people watching right now, I smelled CobWeb was eating this when I was posting at the bottom. And I'm not gonna lie, man, let me tell you something. That didn't go well with this. I'm over here sipping Jameson on the rocks. He's eating like tilapia probably and some fucking broccoli. And you told me, you're like, man, I'm sorry about this, but I gotta get it for the show, And I'm like, I understand, I got you.
Hey, shouts out to West Texas. Appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, definitely. Thoughts on a plant-based diet from Melva. I didn't have that question. That's so good because I am so stuck on having to eat meat. It's just we're all programmed like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on a fully vegan diet?
Man, honestly, I actually looked into it, man, and I seen the benefits of it. Like it's crazy the benefits of actually going like that route. But right now, with what I'm doing and where I'm at and where I'm trying to go, it wouldn't be the best thing for me. But after this, I would love to kind of, start pursuing that and kind of start getting a little into that. So for me, I have to kind of slowly take my steps and jump into it instead of just going forward. Because at the end of the day, it's something that you just don't want to change right now. It's a life change. So in order to do that, you got to take your steps and go into it, so you don't fall back into the old routine.
All right, real quick, because I do want to get into your DJ side of your career, and then also I have some great questions of people that sent me questions yesterday and today to ask you. I got some funny ones too. I gotta at least say 2 of the funny ones because it's gonna be funny. I just saw recently you're offering posing lessons. Explain to me how you learned how to pose for bodybuilding.
Okay. Well, first off, start off with my coach, Charles Smith. He taught me some posing moves.
Was that early on in the career? Did you know
when I very first started, when I got with, you have to work on posing just as much as you work out, because posing is a workout by itself. Like you're not just getting on stage and just standing there. You positioning your body to the judges that shows off your best side. So like my best side is my left side. So I feel like I got more cuts and more muscle going on over here on my left side. versus the other side. So I'm gonna angle that way and show the judges this and hide the bad sides. So yeah. So it's always,
that sounds like some women out there with their Instagram. And
it is, man. It is, brother. It is. It's pretty funny, man. So
sorry.
you know, just learning your angles.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so posing itself, was that something that was, were you shy about that by any chance?
Man, I felt like an idiot. My first day of posing class, I was just like, I'm never coming back here again. They not gonna laugh at me like that. It's a waste of money. I didn't wasted my money coming here trying to learn how to. Man, it was terrible, man. I felt like an idiot. But the thing I learned, like, the more of an idiot you feel, the better you look, because the more relaxed and everything you are on stage. So feel like an idiot, look stupid, because then people just gonna be drawn in more to you, because you don't have this protected wall of, oh, I'm too cool, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feel stupid, and the more idiot and stupid you feel, the better you actually look on stage. Yeah. So
a lot of people don't realize, man, sometimes messing up in something, even for me, you know, talking on the radio or hosting at a nightclub where it's 100% live, you're cracking the mic every 2-3 minutes. People don't realize how much a host talks at a nightclub. Now, someone like Tony Cortez, now I can't go that much.
Tony Cortez is definitely Tony Cortez.
And I used to tell Mondo, M3, when I would work with him, he'd be like, you want to talk again? I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't Tony. Okay, like, hold on, I got what I do. I'm gonna go every 4 to 5, maybe every 3 to 4, but just give me some time. But it's the same way, you know, you just gotta roll with the punches. A lot of times you might say something stupid that you think sounds corny, but you don't realize that some other people might have really thought that that was dope and got them hyped.
Right.
Same with you, might have thought that this certain pose just looks foolish as fuck, but yet the judge is like, yo, that was your best pose of the night.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's what I always, I even tell myself this when I'm DJing, and it goes the same on stage. Like, just because you think you mess up by, you don't do the thing that you was trying to do, but you go through the motion. But it's not the specific movement that you wanted. So just because you don't hit that the way you exactly want it doesn't mean you messed up. Everybody else don't know what you're trying to do. They just see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for DJing. Like, sometimes I used to think that I messed up, have to cancel my mix and delete it because I didn't do something that I was trying to do. It didn't come out the way I wanted it. It still came out good, but not the way I wanted it. So just because it's not the way I wanted it doesn't mean it's bad that I need to delete the mix or think that you just messed up completely. Just keep going, you know? So keep it going, man. Just keep it moving, because nobody really knows what you're trying to do. They all watching you and going off of what you do. So
it can show on your face when you've made a mistake. It's like that being a bad kid. You gotta learn to be a good bad kid.
There
you know,
go.
Once your mom knowing you did something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that straight face. Nothing even happens. So that's very good, man.
There you go.
All right, man. I want to talk to you about your DJ life. I heard you earlier say that you've been DJing. That's been your entire career. I knew a couple people. Someone like M3 used to tell me he started DJing at like 12, 13, getting into it. Are we talking that young with you as well?
Definitely. I had an older brother who was getting into it at the same time that I wanted to get into it. So it was great because he's way older than me. So he actually wanted to pay for everything, and I just kind of tagged along, and he let me do little things here and there. But for the most part, we were both learning at the same time. Everything he would learn, he would show me, and everything I would learn, I would show him. But I was like I think I got my first setup, man, when I was in 6th grade, something like that, something crazy. Yeah, 6th grade. I played my first gig going into junior high.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I did all my neighborhood parties and everything.
Yo.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool. I even did all my school functions, and
yo, I did not know that.
Yeah, and you want to know what's even crazier? You want to know what's even crazier about that? I wasn't just doing like my age parties. You know, I was, man, like on Monday.
I'm doing some parties with some drinks involved?
With some Jameson.
Yeah.
So check it. So let's fast forward. So, you know, I've been doing my thing for a couple of years. So let's jump into like the summer going into my high school year. I was DJing on Blue Mondays at a blues club. Thursday nights I was at a reggae club. Sunday nights I was at a really hood hole in the wall club. And so I mean, all those diverse things I had to learn how to play. And not only did I learn it, but I was good.
Let me tell you, for people that don't understand, it's very difficult to understand multiple genres. Someone like me, I've always been hip-hop based, heavy hip-hop influence in my life from my mom and just neighborhood I grew up in. And I wouldn't be able to tell you a thing about blues. Right. Or I could tell you a little bit about reggae. You know, just I've been such a hip-hop dude, R&B dude. But that's tough at that age to know these specific types of people, you know?
Right.
Wow.
And I mean, and it's not like this is in the same town. Remember, I'm from a little town. So I'm driving out to Houston. I'm driving out to Beaumont. I'm driving out to Baytown. And me and my brother, we doing these gigs. And really me and my brother was escorting me along to do these things because I wasn't even old enough to get into the club. So like once I got into the DJ booth, I had to stay back there, which was great.
What's the conversation getting in the door?
Yeah, I got there so early, man. They was just like they knew who I was, and I was the DJ. Like everybody knew I was that little guy. My brother name was Pat. I was Lil Pat, the DJ, and everybody else had fun, and I DJ. That's all I wanted to do, man. I love DJing. That's all I wanted to do, and so I just kept it carrying on from there, man.
Be honest with us.
All right.
I had to take some. I knew you had to sip something at some point.
Man, yeah, man.
Come on, man.
But yeah, I had a little taste, but it wasn't great. So I was like, you know what? I like DJing a little bit more, man. And then low key, I had to be the designated driver too. So
your brother was having a good time while you were.
Oh yeah, he was having a great time, man. He always had a great time. And then like I had to learn how to drive in Houston at night. This is before you just get on your phone and navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to actually know the exit. So I was driving in Houston by myself, well not with my brother, basically by myself because he passed out drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's scary, man.
It was, man. But that's how I learned how to drive. That's how I learned how to maneuver in Houston. And don't forget, I'm from a little small town.
Houston is big. Houston's got 3 downtowns. It's wild.
It was wild. It was wild, man.
Wow.
But it was like, he was just like, if this is what you want to do and you want to hang out, you better learn how to hang out and learn to do this because this is what you're going to have to do. And that's just how my brother always been, man. I can even remember like when I was a kid, like I wanted to always hang out with him. But he was like, man, you can't even ride your bike fast enough to keep up. So before you can come ride with us, you got to learn how to ride fast. So every day I'm out there riding my bike real fast, trying to get faster. You know what I'm saying? And so one day, so I got good at that. And he was just like, man, you can't come because we got to jump over this ditch and you can't make it over that ditch. So you can't come with us. So every day I'm at that ditch practicing, trying to jump over this ditch so I can hang out. So I always just been like that. I always take on the challenge. Hey,
let me tell you, coming from an older brother, I have 3 little brothers. We're always doing that shit, man. Don't think it was just the same shit.
Yeah, man. But it drove me though, man. And it's not that I'm a great DJ. I don't think that I'm a great DJ or that I'm a great bodybuilder. I'm just driven. Like I just want to get better at everything I do. I just want to get better. And I'm my worst critic with anything, and I just want to get better. And I think that's where that come from. My brother, like, man, you got to be able to do this before you can do this. And he still do that to me. So
I really like that, man. You know what? That's a real humble as fuck thing to say, man. That you're just constantly working on your craft. And I'm the same way, man. I am nowhere close to the best radio personality out there. I've got so much growing to do. But I'm driven. I want to be the best. I want to get it. I want to be at the top. And people like me, we're the same, man. We're the same. Just you want it so bad.
Right.
Willing to do whatever it takes. And
right. And, you know, and even when I turned pro in bodybuilding, like me and my brother, we always talked about we were going to try to go pro in something. Because my brother, like, really good in basketball. He went to college and played basketball. By the way, everybody in my family went to college playing basketball. I was the only one that played football. Yeah, man. Oh. We pretty athletic. So, like, we are competitive. Like, so everything is a challenge. So when I called my brother, I'm like, yo, I won. I got my pro card. He was like, oh, that's cool. But now you got to win a pro show.
Yeah, oh, man. enough. It's never enough.
He said, that's good, but now you got to win a pro show. I'm like, you right. I was all excited about it, but now we accomplished the goal. Now it's on to the next, and that's how it always been with him. And he's always been that guy to push me.
Talk to me, Cobb, about some early on influences for music. Some people that you really looked up to, not only maybe DJs, but also, like I said, you were heavy into hip hop, being outside of Houston. I mean, Houston was a hub, man. Millionaire, Bun B,
Pimp C, can't forget about Pimp C, rest in peace.
Swisher House, just so much. Mike Jones, Paul Wall, just so many. Razak. Speak to me about some early on influences in your musical career.
Right. So when I started DJing, man, they had this guy. Like I lived in some apartments, and they had this guy who lived down a little further down from my apartment, and he was a DJ. He was an older guy, and he was a DJ. And when he would practice, I would always go sit on the curb and listen to this guy practicing.
Nice.
He was doing little scratches, and man, that was just so mind blowing. I thought that was so cool. He didn't even know. I actually just told this guy this maybe about a year ago. I actually sat down and talked to him and told him, like, man, how you was an inspiration for me and actually got me started into this DJing. And he didn't know. I was a little kid. He didn't know. Like I hung around it all the time. And even when he moved out, he called us up and was like, hey man, I got a bunch of old vinyls in the house. If you can get to it before they clean it out, you can have them. Oh man, I jumped out of bed. I still got curfew. I jumped out of bed, ran straight to the house and just packed up a bunch of vinyls. My mom was mad.
And for people that don't understand, CobWeb, he comes from the time of true spinning, vinyl,
yes. Before
transitions, real transitions, blending.
Yes. But you know, it's dope though, because you know, I got the best of both worlds because I learned how to do it on vinyl, on the real thing. And my first setup was, for any DJs that know, Gemini. It was a Gemini XL 100 belt-driven turntables. They were terrible. If you could DJ on belt-driven turntables, you could DJ on anything. You know?
I don't even know what that is, and that sounds like stuff.
They terrible, man. They terrible. So, yeah, man, I just kind of did that, man. Fell off into, you know, doing that with the neighbor down the road. So it was great, man. It was great.
I love that, man. Talk to me real quick because I got to meet you early on in my radio career. When I started working for Energy at the radio station, I was in promotions. I'll never forget, man, and this will stick to me till my end days, and end of my career for sure. You were the first person ever that handed me a mic in a club and let me start emceeing. For anyone that knows the Bonham, you were doing the hip hop nights up top in the upstairs room. And I came up there. Now we're supposed to be doing promotions, paying attention to our broadcast, but of course I'd already met you a couple times. I wanted to come say what's up. I'm a hip hop dude. You know, I don't want to hear Taylor Swift. I don't want to hear beat. I want to hear some presidential shit. And I go up there and I had Hector with me. And I don't know what he said to you, but all of a sudden you were like, yo, Corey, you want to get the mic? And I was like, oh, no. Like, no, you're DJing, like it's your thing, you know? And you're like, nah, give it a shot. And I was like, oh shit, you know, and I already had, you know, ambitions of being on the radio, just working my way up. And you handed me the mic, and it went pretty good room, maybe like 40, 50 people. And not that that's a lot, but it's a lot to me at that time. And I think Presidential came on, actually, Youngbloods. I started doing my host and stuff. I saw some people bopping. I saw you feeling it. I think Hector got a tap video. I'm like, delete that. We're going to get fired for not doing it.
Man, you just had this look in your eye, man. I could look at your tail like you're looking at the mic, because I had my mic was on the mic. So I keep my mic on the mic stand.
The stand.
Yeah. So I can just lean into it while I'm doing my thing. I can mix, talk noise to people, and drop songs. Like, it's entertainment. So I'm looking at you, looking at the mic. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you want the mic, man? You like, man, go ahead, get the mic. So, you know, sometimes that's all it takes, that little encouragement, man. Because you wanted it. I could look at you and tell you wanted it, but I know you wasn't trying to step on my toes or nothing like that. But once you found out it was cool, you were like, give it here.
I was like, shit, can I come up here every Saturday night? Like, shit, I'll host for you for free all the time. But it was just so cool, man. because that was just, to me, that's a really humble thing to do. That's a really, I can't think of the word, but willing to share the spotlight. Let me put it like that. Because you're the DJ, and the DJ is the spotlight. People don't realize the host is just there to keep the party going. The host is just there to keep the vibe going. Ultimately, we're just there to pitch the club name, drink specials, cover. We're trying to get you to the club, keep the party flowing, but the DJ's the spotlight. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. You just giving me that little bit of time. Yo, I remember coming home and telling my wife, I remember telling her, yo, I got to host at the bottom tonight upstairs.
Great,
with
man.
People were jamming. So tell me real quick, because I saw you working your ass off at the bottom. You were always there. You were doing the upstairs. But then you then you got the opportunity when someone left the station. I think it was Swiss. You got the opportunity to start filling in with M3 and being live on the radio and being live for 250,000 people that could possibly be listening in San Antonio to you, to your drop saying DJ CobWeb, to your infamous laugh. I always remember that, man. Tell me what that feeling was like, because I'm sure that was the goal in mind.
That was the goal, man. Like, that was the ultimate goal, because I grew up with radio. Like, it's not like now. Like, you got so many different sources to get music, which is great. But at one point, you can only get music from one place, and that was the radio, and therefore from the DJ.
Yes.
So that was all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make it on the radio station as a DJ. That's what I really wanted to do. And when I got that opportunity, man, it was such a blessing, man. It was so mind-blowing at the same time. I finally like, yo, I'm doing this. And I remember M3 was like, hey, man, don't forget, you got over 500,000 people listening to you. Don't mess up.
He does that shit. He does that shit.
Wide-eyed, man, like, okay, no messing up. No messing up. And so, yeah, man, it was great, man. So, you know, and once you own it for at first, you're really timid to do things because you don't want to mess up and all these extra things. But, man, you know, you just got to just let go and show the world who you are and why you here and why you here and how you got here by being you. So, I mean, you just got to loosen up and be you 100%, man. You can't be scared to mess up.
I remember when I was at the station, the PD had already really wanted me to be on air because I was part of a contest, but I didn't win the contest, so I got hired as promotions. Okay. But I knew he already kind of had in mind that he wanted me to be on air. And I remember, you remember Augie 5000?
Yeah, I do remember Augie.
Yeah,
Augie, my boy.
I'm hoping to have him on the show sometime soon, too. I would talk with him a lot because he definitely was a big inspiration for me running the night show. And I got to be on the night show with him. He did the same thing, real humble. Let me come and join the night show with them. And like we were talking earlier, when you're a nobody, you can turn nobody into somebody so fucking quick.
Yes.
I don't think people realize just a little effort. A little effort.
One kind act. That's all it takes. One kind act, man. That's what it took for me. That's what somebody did for me. And ever since then, like, he didn't have to do it. It's another guy, older guy on the radio station back in the day. His name was DJ. He gonna get mad at me if I don't remember his name. God.
Better get that shit right.
Yeah, I know. I better. But anyway, so yeah, man, he showed me a lot of ropes, man. He opened up, like, he was just like, hey, man, I guess you could tell when somebody's passionate about doing something. Like, you could just look at somebody and tell, like, I could tell, man, you just looking at that microphone like you really wanted it. Like, you was really,
I was hungry
amazement.
I was hungry for it. Feed me the mic.
Yeah, man, you can tell. And so as a kid, that's how I was, man. Like, I would show up at this dude club and he played for the radio station. And so they would do the broadcasts still from the radio, from the club to the radio station. And I would show up and just sit there at the DJ booth, man. I'm 18. I'm sitting up there at the DJ booth just staring at his turntable, just watching him and watching how he do everything and just learning, man. X-Ray, DJ X-Ray. Shout out to DJ X-Ray, man.
There we go.
And he was just like, he say, man, you want to watch? I'm like, yeah. You let me into the DJ booth, and I just sat back there. And then every weekend I would show up, man, and he'd be like, you carry my stuff out to the car and help me plug in. I put you on the list so you get in free. Man, yeah, man. And then after that, it led to him letting me do mixes for him, like when he needed to use the restroom. You know, I was like that restroom DJ, standing over the shoulder, waiting. Man, please say you got to use the restroom. And so, yeah, and he gave me a chance, man, And it just really, after that, it really took off from there because he was actually doing like the top 40 radio station stuff where I was doing blues, underground, reggae, and like underground hip hop.
Small clubs, real tiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
It went from small club to major sound systems.
Let me tell people real quick. I've got just a couple questions left. I know it's going to cut off an hour. We got to finish these questions because just
right, let's do it.
It's too great. It's too great. We got to take our shot. We got to take a shot. So everybody that knows, we're going to jump off in about 3 minutes. Y'all drop right back in. We're going to go live right back. In about 3 minutes, we're going to cut off. We'll jump right back in. Everybody jump right back in. Catchin Up Mac, episode 8. The one and only DJ CobWeb. So grateful to have him. Yo, Cobb, real quick, man. I love that you're saying that because don't you love when you get to pay it forward?
Yes, definitely.
I felt like that myself before in life too. And that feeling right there, that's an incredible feeling.
It really is.
You take the blessings you were given by someone else and get to drop them upon someone else.
Yeah, man. Just watching people's faces just light up, it reminds me of myself. Because, you know, and like watching your face light up when you grab that microphone, I'm like, yes. I love it.
And for everybody that knows, man, you know, I was just telling my wife earlier, even your show, I get a little antsy for these shows. And this is nothing. This is my Boston picture in the back. This is me sitting right here. There's no stress. But I just want people to understand that even someone as confident as me and you, I think even you get the butterflies when you're about to DJ, about to perform. And
I love that feeling.
How you said that feeling of you at the Bonham, the first time you got to spin, that was me when I got to host. The first time I got to host at the Bonham was with Mondo. And it was it was the daylight savings in the fall where you get the extra hour.
Yeah.
I had to do a 5-hour broadcast first time.
Bro.
And talking for 5 hours, man. If you don't believe I was about to shit myself before that mic cracked, let me tell y'all something. Yeah, it was close. It was close. Man.
It's great for everybody else to get that extra hour, but for the DJ and the MC, it's rough. You got another hour to go. It's rough.
It's nervous. Let's end this real quick. Just jump right back in. I'm gonna start it right back up. Because I got, man, I think I'm done with that. I want to ask you these questions I got from the people that DM me. Okay. And let's take a shot. Let's end it. Amazing conversation so far, man. I really love when I get to talk to someone that's just great at conversing, man. I love that shit.
I try, man. I try. I told myself I wanted to be honest. That's one thing I really try to be open and honest with people. To show like I'm just a normal person for a small town guy who's out here chasing dreams.
I love, man, you can put that on a shirt. Small town dude out here just chasing dreams. I'll wear that. I'll wear that shirt, man.
I got you.
By the way, for everyone that doesn't notice, repping that Bel Air gear. Had to rep that Bel Air gear. Come on, Fresh Prince.
Hey, repping that CobWeb gear.
That CobWeb, thank you. Okay, the 2-minute countdown started. Everybody jump back into the show. Got probably about 15 more minutes. We'll end it. Looks like the storm is rolling in. I hear thunder outside.
I know.
So let's jump right back in.
All right, let's do it.
All right.